What's up, guys?
I'm Carly.
I'm Gabby.
And we're the queens of all things horror. So if this is your first time seeing our channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more of our future posts and click the notification bell to get notified every single time we post, and follow us on our Instagram at quote.horror.
So for this week's video, we're going to be doing yet another underrated horror gem, and it is called The Curve 1998, which is a psychological crime thriller movie.
This film is directed by Dan Rosen and it stars Matthew Lillard as Tim, who is also best known for his role as Stu in Scream 1996, Michael Barton as Chris, and Kerry Russell as Emma. So this film tells the story of a university that grants students an automatic 4.0 GPA if their roommate commits suicide. So the characters Tim and Chris, they hear about this deal or program, whatever it is, and they decide to make their roommate's death look like a suicide. And then eventually, when the local detectives start to come in and hone in on the situation, they start to find clues and everything. Relationships are affected. Chris's relationship with his girlfriend Emma starts to become jeopardized, and there's a huge major plot twist that we will be getting into later.
So let's dive right in. So right off the bat, as college students ourselves, this movie hits home for us instantly because, of course, I feel like every college student can relate to how much pressure and stress we go under to get good grades, to get a 4.0 GPA. So the fact that this movie's premise revolves around how these students, Tim and Chris, try to get a 4.0 GPA is just so unique and messed up because it's relatable, but also it just shows how far somebody will go to get a grade, even if it means committing murder.
Exactly. And also, this film is super underrated, but the reviews that it did get weren't good. They got really low reviews, and they just said that this film wasn't as, like, the story wasn't good at all. But we are kind of biased when reviewing this film because we are college students, and this film I feel like this film attracts students in like this kind of situation. It kind of attracts students, or even high school students if you want to think about it, but like more like college students, just because it has to do with grades and the pressure and the, like, it's just so much pressure, you know?
Like how to maintain your grades. There are many ways. Studying, obviously, like simple options, having like a study buddy, but somebody going to such extreme means to get a 4.0 perfect GPA and making their roommate's death look like a suicide, it just shows you how this movie is going to jump right into the whole psychological aspect with little touches of crime, because when the detectives come in, you just see how twisted and messed up these people are to play along with the story.
And it definitely appeals to audiences like us. Because when we're watching it, we're just like, imagine if this was a deal at our university. Like, just imagine how many people would be making their roommate's death look like a suicide to get a 4.0, because people are crazy nowadays. People are crazy.
And people try to take the easy way out, and this is their way of taking the easy way out. So this movie truly dives right into the depths of the human mind.
And also, the characters in this movie, they were trying to get into Ivy League graduate programs. I think one of them wanted to get into a business school at Harvard. It was something like that. But they were trying to, achieve to the Ivy League, the highest point, all that. And it's crazy. Like, when you really want your grades to be intact, you will go crazy when given the opportunity. It really dives into like a student's mind. It's a good movie to really see like what students go to, college students go to, and like the extreme measures
and the form of manipulation that Chris and Tim used for their roommate Randy obviously he did not commit suicide, but the extreme that they went to for it to look as though it did happen, and the manipulation that they did, honestly, towards each other though, because Chris and Tim had a very strange friendship.
It was just a lot of tension,
Yes.
a lot of because it was like the three of them.
Yeah.
It was three guys in a room. So just the tension, odd relationships here, odd relationships there, and it's so mental.
Yeah, and they just provoke one another, and clearly their story that they fed to the detectives, like it was believable enough for them to buy it for a second, but then when the detectives really saw what was going on, they didn't let the case rest.
So you're gonna start to notice a pattern for all of our underrated horror film reviews. We put a lot of emphasis on the plot twist. We put a lot of emphasis on the plot twist. We are huge fans of really good plot twist. If the plot twist is good at the end of a movie, we're sold. We are sold.
If it hits you in the face
Yeah.
and makes you sit there and go, what?
Exactly.
Then you know the directors and writers really focus so hard on making the movie end off at such a strong note.
So this plot twist, you do not see it coming.
Oh my God.
You do not see it coming because this kind of starts to become a whodunit type film. But a lot of the times when you start to watch horror movies, you're able to kind of find the patterns and be like, oh, it's definitely this person. Like, wow, like I can see. You can also tell by like the way they act.
Yeah,
they make
the
it
whole
kind of
suspicious
obvious.
element.
Yeah, but this film, you do not see it coming.
No.
And we are telling you right now, because this is a spoiler-free review, so we are not going to spoil anything for you, but we are telling you and warning you, focus on everything.
The dialogue between every single character, it is so key and important. Like, you really have to be on your feet throughout the entire movie because every character, what they say to themselves, towards each other, and how they act throughout this entire movie, it really makes you question, who do you believe, who is sane, and who is actually doing something for whatever moral reason.
And so we're basically saying, like, the second they kill off Randy, pay attention.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Pay attention. Like, just look at everything.
Please,
and
guys.
listen. Because, you know, it was our first time watch, and when we got to the process, we were like, oh my God, wait.
We didn't know what to do with ourselves.
Yeah, and then we wanted to go rewatch it, like, right that second, to kind of pick up on all the clues. I mean, like, we didn't do that, but, like, we're telling you, you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. It's just so good, and the plot twist is a plot twist within a plot twist within a plot twist.
Because so many things happen. Okay, because there's so many things that happen at that one moment, but they're revealed where it reveals another thing and another thing and another thing, and then
it's like,
the
oh my God.
ending, it shakes you. It just rattles your bones because of how this movie ends.
Yeah.
And it ends on not a cliffhanger, but it just ends on such a abrupt and what the, you know, like what?
And then when we were done, we were talking and we were like, imagine if our university had this policy. Like,
Scary.
That's scary. That's really scary.
The thing is, when you dive into a person's psyche, we think it's so fascinating. So it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but you really should give this movie a try because it is criminally underappreciated.
Yes, and if you are a fan of psychological thriller or horror per se, this is a good movie to watch.
Yes.
Or if you're trying to get into it, this is a really good movie to watch. And it was made in the late 90s, so it's very, you know, teen vibey.
Ooh, those are so nice.
Obviously Matthew Lillard's in it, so he just
iconic.
Finished doing Scream in 96, and now he's here doing 98 and, you know, The Curb. So it's very teen vibey if you want to watch it. And the atmosphere of this film was very eerie. It was very tense. I felt stressed watching it. You know, like I felt like I was at this university and I was like, oh my God, like, what is happening? People were having, not people, but like the university, they were having ceremonies and memorials for the people, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just
you
so
just felt
sad.
included in this because you got so involved in the lives of this of the characters and their situation, and also the acting is phenomenal,
especially the acting by Matthew Lillard. Notice they always make Matthew Lillard play this like like cuckoo mental person. Like He was getting so angry in this film.
It was scary at one point.
It was very scary, and like the way he gets angry, like the way he was getting angry, like resembled the way he was getting like angry and like antsy in the last like few scenes of Scream 1996.
Yes,
Like you remember when like that whole thing was revealed, iconic. But he was. They just made his like he was in the role.
Yeah,
and he did it well. He did it well,
and just the way that he reacts in
Yeah.
this movie and the way he manipulates with his words, guys, you need to really understand how well of an actor he is for this movie to feel real, because it felt real to us, and like we said, we felt involved at this university.
We just want to end off by asking a question, a very deep question. How far will you guys go to get a 4.0 if this opportunity was offered at your university? And like, just think about it. Like, you know, like, don't worry, we're not gonna look at you guys differently, but we just want to know. And like, if you want to like talk to us about this in the DMs, like, let us know.
Or in the comments below.
Yeah, in the comments below. But like, just in case you guys want to make it private, like, don't worry, we can like talk. It'll be fine. But yeah, no, it's just like a really interesting question to ask people, I feel like, because
you get to really understand a person's morals.
Yeah. So
yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.
And we will see you guys next time. Bye.